I don't understand. It says stop streaming. Now I'm live? Could you check if I'm live on YouTube? Also, I have no chat. I have no chat. I'm live? I can't see the chat though. There's nothing at the bottom. Oh. Is anyone saying anything? Okay. Which Chrome did you use? Did you use... Okay. Old MOMOPILL, new MOMOPILL. I think it's the old one. Okay. Now I have it. Oh, now somebody chats. Okay, now we know it's for real. Hello! I'm gonna go live on TikTok too then. The live seems to be at topic chats. Ha 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 ha. What did you guys say? Oh, well, this is a surprise. Yes, I'm full of surprises. I'm going to be doing streaming twice a day, once in the morning on TikTok only, which is going to be on my phone regular 8 a.m. every day, or 8:30 a.m. And then I'm going to be doing live at 2:30 p.m. for every Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So you're going to catch me, unless I have something to do one of those days, but I'm going to be pretty consistent with streaming because you guys like when I stream. I like when I stream. And I've kind of been off the streaming kick for a while, so might as well. What hair dye do you use? I use Good Dye Young. I use Good Dye Young in color... It's not Blue Ruin. It's called... Thank you for joining the Momo Nation, Yusra. What the frick is it called? It's called Sky High. Yeah, that's what the dye is called. And yes, I'm planning. We have to plan. We have to be on our grind. We have to lock in. I don't know. I just got over some addiction issues and I've been locked in ever since because fuck being addicted to anything. So I'm back. Should I move back to my old school? If it's better teaching there, I really miss my friends. Well, I mean, if you have the option, I suppose you should go back, but it depends on if you prioritize friendship over education, which I wouldn't really recommend, especially if you're in high school. It's just not worth it. You have a life to live and you should be focusing on yourself. Don't pour all your energy into other people. Unless it will be beneficial for you, then have some fun with your friends, but don't prioritize other people's lives and happiness over your own. This is pretty random, but I'm bored. Do you know what Croatia is? Of course I know what Croatia is. That is a country in Eastern Europe, I believe. Props, bro, because getting sober is no messy feat. Thank you, Michelangelo. You're my goat. You're an OG, and I really appreciate you for that. You know, it was hard. I've done this a few times where I've relapsed, you know, but at this point I'm kind of sick of numbing my brain to not feel my emotions. That's basically what addiction is. Like, there's really no other explanation for addiction. Sure, it can be genetic, but most of the time you are just ignoring something within yourself that is really scary to confront. And I just felt like a goddamn pussy. I'm going to be honest, you guys. So I thought, why am I living my life like a... I know that word has like connotations that, oh, pussy's bad. Pussy is great. I love pussy. But being one, as a human being, you know, if people already see me as a walking pussy, as a woman, I don't want to act like a coward and make them call me a double puss. What's mononormativity? Is that like, you know, having to be normal? Let's see. Class got canceled. Yep, that's why I dropped out. I used to skip so much, honestly. I used to skip quite a lot. Kick back, enjoy the stream. I'm glad you're relaxing, Chris. Hell fucking yeah. You deserve some relaxation, man. Addictive songs. Relapse by Lily Allen. I haven't heard a Lily Allen song since I was 10, but I used to like it. Like monogamy. Someone's asking about monogamy. Someone's asking about that. What do you mean? Like the normalization of it? I don't know. Like, I'm not poly myself. I like being with one person. I think it's just personal preference. Of course, that's like the most common, respected thing in society is like monogamy. Everyone's pretty much monogamous. You barely see polyamorous couples IRL, even though I know a polyamorous couple. And they are very nice people. It's just not for me. And I think a lot of people just don't understand what it is. And there's a certain reputation for it. It's kind of like, you can be on Reddit and find a really cool community, but you can also be on Reddit and find a really nasty snark page. So it's like there are two sides to each coin. And yeah. Should I be going live more? Personally, throughout my career online, things move a little faster when you go live too. It's more a connection with the community, like your own community online, is an important thing. So I would say that it's always a benefit, and it's really fun, and you can do whatever you want on it as long as you're consistent and engaging. And I think you could definitely do that, or a junkie. You gotta listen to the album. Is that the new Lily Allen album? And Anna Karina, I've been seeing, so Fuzzkiss just asked, what are my thoughts on Anna Karina? I've been seeing a lot of your edits about Anna Karina, and she looks iconic. I think she's an old actress. I don't know. She looked pretty. She looked cool. I was like, hell yeah. I apologize for talking you to death last time. If you want, I'd love to hear your take/encouragement. No, don't worry. I'll probably get to that. My mind is kind of all over the place today, but I will get to that. Reddit. Let's see. Thank you very much, Lila or Leela. I appreciate that. I think people are very extremist about gender these days, but not in like gender war. Like, I don't believe in that. Take accountability. I feel like if you contribute to someone's oppression, it's okay to take a little accountability that you might have the thought process that's been hammered into your head your whole life of misogyny. It happens to the best of us. And a lot of us have internalized misogyny, women and men. And it's pretty much like the number one thing that keeps the two sides fighting, because, there is so much deep history. I watched a video actually today by this wonderful lady. Let me open my journal. I wrote her name down. Her name is, I think it was Valissa Griffin. Let me see. This might help you guys out to understand a little bit more. Valissa Griffin. I watched her TED Talk. She had really a lot to say, a lot of really, really inspirational, a lot of really, really eye-opening things to say about trauma and about projection and about how we don't process our trauma. We rather, the first thing that we do is we kind of want to deny it. We want to deny the trauma, right, guys? Like, we've all been there. And the thing is when you deny the trauma while also you can acknowledge it exists because it makes you act the way you act. So you act the way you act because of your trauma. But if you're uninformed to the history of your trauma, you're just informed by the power dynamic that happened. So let's say like somebody beat you up when you were a kid. And you're like, oh, this power dynamic triggers me. So you go through your life being triggered by power dynamics without understanding the history of why you feel triggered by power dynamics. That's what trauma is when it's not healed. And healing does not mean fixing. Let me make this clear. Healing is not fixing. You will never fix your trauma. You will never be untraumatized. This is what this very beautiful woman said on this TED Talk. You can never be untraumatized. And that's one thing I had to come to terms with, and one thing that made me think, yeah, I'm trying to fix the problem when I'm realizing I have to face the problem and process the problem and accept it. Accept the truth. Because the more that we live in denial of the truth, the more we're living in a lie. Okay? You get me? YouTube, TikTok, do you get me? So, yeah. If speaking is your power, what are you without it? So this is a very typical mix-up. You're seeing the ego and the self as something that is the same. But this is actually something that I had to learn myself. So I understand where you're at right now. Like, you might be unhealed. Because the self and the ego tells you, without this, you are nothing. Okay? The self tells you, you are everything without anything. You don't need to be good at talking. You don't need to be good at music. You don't need to be good at anything. You just need to be content with the self. You need to let go of your ego. If that's how you see people and yourself, that they have no value unless they have a talent to value them as a person, then you are very shallow. I hate to tell you. And no, I just want to let you guys know that I don't accept joins from people I do not know. That's just my personal rule. Anyways, I hope that helped anyone because it really did help me. And I think the best thing you can do for yourself is start telling yourself the truth and try and live outside of your ego. Although ego is there for your protection, there's a reason why it exists. It's not the self. The self and the ego are very different things. And if you watch this TED Talk by Mrs. I'm bad with names, y'all. Valissa Griffin. Watch Valissa Griffin's TED Talk. It's called The Semantics of Shadow Work. Wow. You're going to learn about semantics and how to try and start healing what you project on other people. Because what is trauma really doing? You're projecting. I'm going to read the YouTube chats first, you guys, because that is my main platform. But give me one sec, I guess. Have you seen... Whoa, there's a bunch of stuff in here. I feel you on the mind being everywhere. I'm going to write for the first time in a while. Keep chickening out because of hand injuries I've been trying to recover from. So I've had some issues with my wrists for quite a long time. I will apply to TEDx. I actually have so many ideas. Thanks, Drew, by the way. But about, thank you very much. But about the thing with the hands, I have a wrist issue where my hands shake real bad. What I've been doing these wrist exercises that my partner taught me because my partner boxes and at one point really hurt their wrist for like 6 months. They did this exercise, it healed. So basically, what you're gonna wanna do, you're gonna wanna do like a rotation of a few things. So first, you're gonna wanna put your hands down on the ground like this, right? I believe so. I've never taught anyone, I just do it. So it's like you push down on your hands like this and you put your body weight, but not all of it on your hands. And then you start moving like that, okay? And then another exercise is where you take a fist of your, and try to rotate your hand like that, like pop, pop, pop. Do it in places where it will hurt because this strengthens your wrist through consistency. It's going to take maybe a month of consistency, but it's worth it. And then you're going to do this. You're going to put your fist down on the ground and you're going to do a kind of motion like this. Hold on. Like this, and then you're going to like this flat, and then you're gonna pa. You know what I mean? You're gonna into a fist, and this is what makes your wrist stronger over time. I have no idea if this is carpal tunnel, y'all. Kelly Clarkson. Someone said the way I talk reminds them of Kelly Clarkson. That's very nice. I do like that lady. I do like her. I don't know. One thing I fear is that she invites me on the show so I can perform. And then she outsings my song. Oh, no, thank you. Kelly Clarkson went to your high school? What is going on? I just met someone who Chris Evans went to their high school. Now Kelly Clarkson went to yours. That's crazy. And I actually, yeah, wrist maxing, right. I actually have a similar story if you want me to tell you guys. But, so basically, Samuel L. Jackson went to Drew's. What is going on? Guys, are we famous? Are we all famous in here? Okay, fancy living. That's what I'm talking about. But guess what? Guys? Guess what? So it's not really the same because I did not grow up in England. I grew up in, on and off from Egypt, America, Qatar, right. So when I was living in Qatar, my English teacher, music teacher, I went to a school where most of the teachers are British. So they were working at English schools beforehand. And how can I say this? And then they came to the international school because they pay more. They pay more at international schools, especially in the Middle East. Okay. So my music teacher, I used to wear like crazy eyeliner. I used to dye my hair black. I used to curl my hair and do all kinds of crazy type of emo stuff. But it was more like my own thing. That was after I got out of emo and was developing my own personal style. And I'm pretty sure I dyed my hair because of Marina and the Diamonds. I dyed my hair black because of her. But my music teacher comes up to me. I'm like 13, and she's like, "Hey, did you know that I used to be Amy Winehouse's music teacher? And you remind me just of her." And that, you don't even know how much of an Amy Winehouse kick I was on that year. That shit almost made me drizzle. That shit blew my mind. I said, now this is my destiny. No, but I'm joking. But no, seriously, that's not my destiny because I do have addiction problems, so I don't want to manifest that. But I really respect her as an artist and a person. So I would say I accept that destiny. Yeah, wholeheartedly. Getting told you get reminded of Amy Winehouse has to be revolutionary. Literally. It was revolutionary. It changed my life. I think that was the first time I felt confidence since I was a little girl. You know what I mean? My head's just full of thoughts and I couldn't use my hands too much. I've been itching to write stuff. It's really real. But you know what happens though? For me, I've always been this person who overthinks. And it's been killing me, and it kills my siblings because they do it too. And I've been coaching them on that. I've been like, hey, you don't have to be in your head all the time. And you know what actually like shakes those thoughts out of your head? Some exercise. I know moving your body is really the answer. I didn't want to accept it. I was one of those people. I didn't want to accept the fact that it was going to be hard, but worth it. But, you know, that's kind of what you have to do. Activity is the only way you're going to ever get better from any type of ailment, any type of, working out and being active is important. My grandma, for instance, she never stopped moving. She got into car accident after car accident after car accident and got run over by a freaking tractor. And like her whole hips and legs were made out of metal by the time she passed away. And she still kept walking. She didn't want to use a walker. She was limping around everywhere. So she really taught me about resilience in the body and the mind. So that is my role model, my granny. I have a Gemini moon, if you could not tell. Why did everyone have an obsession with Amy Winehouse when they were 9? Yeah, it's very real. I also liked Avril Lavigne. Yep. My great-grandmother is the same way. Broke her hip and is still walking around. Yeah, I like that. I really do appreciate that because I don't know. I don't want to be a quitter. I don't want to give up. And I will never give up. And it's like you can throw a rock in my face and I will never give up. So it's just like, that's the kind of mindset you have to have if you don't want to hate life. I'm going to be honest. If you're a quitter just like that, life is not going to be easy for you. It's going to be harder. You know, hard work is not just a capitalist mindset. It's also kind of good advice. Like if you actually care about yourself and where your life is going and you have some sort of dream goal, you have some sort of purpose. It doesn't have to be capitalistic. Your purpose can be planting, gardening. You know, it doesn't have to be your job. Me personally, it's public. My destiny's always been public, so that's what I do. I submit to fate. And if a lot of you would submit to fate, the good fate, not the bad fate, not the fate that leaves you high and dry and in pain and just hating your life. There's two types of fate. And, you know, it's up to you at the end of the day to accept your fate, no matter what it is. And your fate is molded by your actions. Think of fate as a consequence. One that can be positive or negative or even neutral. Can you nod if you're coming back on live? I don't know if I'm going to nod, but I will say yes. I will be here tomorrow on 2:30. Tomorrow's Thursday. I will be here on Sunday on YouTube and TikTok. I do want to see the YouTube comment section. We love a strong grandmother. Mine survived NDH, aka Croatia, in World War II, as well as our Civil War and a kid dying. We love the grandmas. This is why I respect grandmas so much. I respect their resilience. You know, they did something so I can have a better life. And it's the matriarchs, in my opinion, who have done that for me. The men in my family have been abusive, alcoholics, left their children. The women have always been left with the burden of the children and the taking care and the giving hope and the being resilient and the working hard. So for me, coming from a very matriarchal background with a lot of bum dads, a lot of abandonment, a lot of, abusive fathers, I really look up to my grandmother, and both of them, actually. Even though the other one and me don't have a great relationship, I absolutely look up to her because they've been through so much, and because they have, I am here today, and I'm allowed to do whatever I want, and I don't have that struggle. Like, I've struggled, but I don't have that struggle, and thank God for that. You guys don't know how hard it can be sometimes, and you do. You're just you're not paying attention. Like, literally ask any one of your family members what they went through growing up, and you'll instantly feel some sort of perspective, some sort of, wow, I'm very grateful I'm in this position, actually. And it's not an oppression Olympics. It's not like Olympics for who has the worst life. It's just an appreciation of the suffering that they've went through, a validation for those family members. They probably never been told thank you in their whole life about it, so... And I know my grandma didn't. I wish I could say thank you to her today, but she's passed. Yeah, perspective. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, baby girl. That's so true. The women in my family are the heroes. It seems to be that way. I mean, when a group of people is put in the position of adversity, they're definitely going to try and persevere. And a lot of that can look like overcompensating, but what it really is just a hope for something better. But as well as being grounded in the reality without letting it bog you down. I think that's a problem a lot of young people have. Being grounded in reality without letting it bog you down. Been there, done that. You have to be bogged down sometimes, but when it gets to the point where you're bogged down every day, 24/7, it's just you're not living. You're just surviving. It is a blessing to have that. Agreed. Low-key mid-wipe and TikTok scroll to the stream. I hope you had a nice poop. Yeah. Hope you had a nice one. A nice dump. This was my mom, as she quite literally doesn't remember anything from her childhood except war, and she's so strong, and I can help but feel sorry for her anytime anything like that happens. Yeah. Absolutely, I agree. Like, sometimes you have to have perspective, and perspective's not always an excuse. I have perspective for how my parents grew up. I knew that at least my dad had a pretty rough upbringing, and I have perspective, and I can see him for who he is because of it. But also, I can acknowledge that he should have probably grown from that. But he chose not to, and it's always a choice, and it's a hard choice. It's a choice that takes people many years, Too grounded equals rock bottom. Yeah, like, if you're too grounded in reality, you cannot create your own reality. Everything is too real to you. And our realities are just our perspectives. There's no actual realness to this shit. We don't live in a real world. You're kidding yourself if you think any of this is not made up. So with that freedom, you can be like, I'm grounded, but in my own sense of groundedness. I'm grounded in the facts, but I'm also grounded in the fact that I don't have to live a miserable life because most people's perspective of life is misery or struggle. That's just, if it's a popular perception, that's what the world will be, right? But you can make your own perception. That's how your world will be. I don't know. Are you Cambodian? The New Year's festival is coming up. I'm not. My partner is. I'm definitely going to go to the temple this time. We didn't go last year. His parents just brought us back sugarcane juice and a necklace. And I really want to go this year and walk around and talk to people. I've never been to the temple, and it's a beautiful one that's here in Georgia. We have a few, but they're all beautiful. I don't think any of them are big, though, unfortunately. We did. Indeed, Chris. If you think and... Oh, hi, Noah. If you think and believe you're the coolest person ever, then you become the coolest person ever. Yes. And if you hate yourself and think you're the worst person, you're probably going to be a bad person. Like, for instance, I'll take my mom, for example. She has this perspective that she's a good person, but she doesn't actually believe it. So she's constantly trying to prove that she's a good person. Meanwhile, her actions behind closed doors are not good actions, and not the actions of a good person. So to have cognitive dissonance like that, you're not actually tuned in to yourself, to your mind. You've not done any of the work of processing your emotions. I mean, where do narcissists come from? It's childhood trauma. A lot of narcissists experience severe childhood trauma or neglect that makes them develop that personality disorder because of an increase in shame and guilt. So the number one symptom of narcissism is shame and guilt. Yeah, shame is a big one. They feel it more than we do because they never processed that severe trauma. Sugarcane juice is delicious. You never bit on a sugarcane. This is something that we do in Egypt as well as they do in Cambodia. So it's a very beautiful shared part of our cultures that I like to engage in. We both love it. Everything is a mindset, very much. Yes, enjoy the temple. Happy Khmer New Year. We might have the same mom. We might have the same mama. Is there a cure? Processing your emotions. Okay, you want the cure? Now, the cure cannot be found in one TED Talk. However, I would recommend that you watch this TED Talk. It put a lot of things in perspective for me, okay? Valissa Griffin. Valissa Griffin. The Semantics of Shadow Work. Valissa Griffin, The Semantics of Shadow Work. That's going to help you understand that healing is not fixing it. Momo-jung. Yeah, I know. It's Momo because of twice. I know I'm a dork. Dude, you will love sugarcane juice, Chris. Listen, shout out to sugarcane juice. If you haven't tried it before, you gotta try it. It's just sugarcane pressed into juice. It's delicious. It's my favorite juice. Well, my favorite juice is mango. Second favorite is sugarcane. Third favorite is banana milk, but only the Egyptian way. If you know, you know. Zach Fox writing the list. Dude. But no, I'm serious. You have to try. If you have a Cambodian temple near you, that's where you're going to find the sugarcane juice sack. That's where you're going to find it. So go to the temple for Khmer New Year. Now. And also buy a jade necklace because it will protect you. And also buy, do you see all the Buddhas back here? You got to buy one of those. And also buy an amulet. Yeah, that's my recommendation if you celebrate Khmer New Year this year. Let's see. No, for real. But I really implore everyone to try sugarcane juice. And if you can ever go to Egypt and try a real mango, no offense, American mangoes are not real mangoes. You can go to Egypt, the country of mangoes. In my opinion, we have the best mangoes in the whole world. I've tried mangoes all over the world. I've been near, I've been far. But mangoes, only in my Egyptian car. I only eat mangoes when I rap. I only eat mangoes in the trap. Back in the slums, in Cairo, in Baba, if you know. How about that for bars? Since you mentioned Egypt, my grandparents were in Egypt a few years ago for English presentation about vacation for like 5 people. What? It feels like that thing is like, what am I reading? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I read Egypt. Picked Egypt. No, wait. Wait, what? For English presentation about vacation, like 5 people picked Egypt for no reason. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. That's really great. You know what I've noticed? A lot of people from Germany visit Egypt. I found a lot of people from Europe. Like Germany, Croatia makes sense. And my bad. But I recommend a cruise of Upper Egypt. There's this cruise of Upper Egypt that actually they give cheaper tickets to Europeans. Like if you live in Europe, you could get cheaper tickets for it, which is awesome. And we were able to get the cheaper tickets because we're Egyptian, right? So I think it's only Europeans and Egyptians. They have some sort of deal with Europe. I don't know. But it's a beautiful tour. You can see the whole, like the Nile in Upper Egypt. Wow. You see that was so my queens. You see all these artifacts, these old pyramids, these old like towns. You see real rural Egyptian towns on the Nile, Upper Egyptians. Like basically the Nubian side of Egypt is Upper Egypt. And my grandpa was from there. So it was so cool to go. It's technically down there rather than up there, but it's called Upper Egypt. I got to go down there. I got to see my grandpa's culture and it was really cool. Let's see. You can expand your experience with $0. I mean, YouTube is free. The internet is free. The library is free. Go get a library card. Get out of your room, man. You're on TikTok asking if information is free. Well, yeah. You're literally scrolling, watching information for free. Stop being dense, please live your life. It's gonna be okay. I'm from Mbaba, which is the biggest slum in Cairo. But my grandparents are from, respectively, my grandma's from Suhag and my grandpa's from Asyut. So I'm very proud of that Upper Egyptian heritage, but I love Cairo. I love Masr. So, fun fact, guys. In Egypt, they call Cairo Egypt. It's called Masr. Okay? So, Cairo is considered more Egypt than Egypt. It's so funny. But I'm a big Cairo girl. I'm a city girl. You know? I'm a city girl, you're a shitty girl. Is that what the city girls said? They were in Upper Egypt. They weren't in the capital. Whoa! You might have taken the same trip that I did. That is so awesome. That's so awesome. I hope they enjoyed their trip because Upper Egypt is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. You have to want it. You have to want to learn new things. Ah! Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you. Thank you for the $2. Thank you. By the way, guys, my YouTube is now monetized. So, just putting it out there. But I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm gonna heart that. That means a lot. Appreciate you. Come to San Diego. So, LA, I keep getting weird vibes about LA. I keep getting people telling me, come to LA, and then we stop being friends. It's like, oh, maybe I'm not meant in California. It's like, you guys keep saying, go to the Bay Area. And the only person that I've met from the Bay Area that I have genuinely gotten along with is Ozzy. I don't know anyone else from the Bay Area that I'm like, I would fuck with you. But then again, I don't know anyone from the Bay Area. It's just the couple of people that I've met have been kind of strange. But it's not because they're from the Bay Area. I think it's because they were unhealed. Yeah, and you can't blame people on their location for, like, not processing shit, you know? But I just never been to the West Coast, and I just don't know what to expect. I'm a very East Coast girly. You know, I've lived in Tennessee, Atlanta, D.C. Those are the only places I've ever lived in the America. So I have no experience with that. I want to come to Philly, actually. Philly represent. I want to go to Philly. I want to go to Chicago. I want to go to... Where should I go? I want to go to, this is crazy, I want to go to Seattle and Portland and see what the hell they're talking about over there. I definitely want to go to New York, visit New York. I do have a few friends in New York. Alyssa Liu is from the Bay. No, she's cool as hell, but it's just like, where are the cool people from the Bay? Am I making friends with the wrong people, or are people the same everywhere? I think people are just the same everywhere, and, you know, making friends is a lot more complicated than it seems to be, and also... You don't need that many friends to be happy. I'm sure I could just walk around the Bay Area and observe people and people watch, and I would be super happy. About LA, I've seen Adela, the singer, talking about how the people there are so mean and rude. Also, thank you, Chris. I appreciate you spending that extra on this stream. But yeah, LA is pretty superficial, but if I would compare it to the more superficial side of Atlanta, it's pretty similar. I don't know if you guys have been around the art scene in Atlanta or entertainment. Everyone's like, follow my Instagram without showing you any of their work. They're just like, follow my Instagram. And it's like, I am not going to follow you if I don't see your work as something valuable. I'm not going to be interested in your work just because you put your phone in my face and forced me to follow you. I think that is the absolute worst way to promote yourself. It makes you look like an idiot. It makes you look desperate, and it makes you look rude. Because what was funny is I was at background acting, and this one guy was going around asking all the other background actors to follow him on Instagram. But he just said, follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. Like, walking around like he was literally acting like a Twitch streamer in real life. And I was like, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But then when we were walking to lunch, he said something really, really rude about me right in front of me. And I was like, you just made me follow your Instagram just to say something incredibly rude. I can't even remember because it was so rude that I just blocked it out. And I was just like, fuck you. I'm unfollowing you. I'm not following your shitty work. Like, I'm not going to do that. Having an Instagram is not means for your Instagram being followed. Making art is not means for your art being appreciated. It's the way that you present it. Nelward is an amazing Atlanta artist. Dude, I'm trying to find the other cool artists in Atlanta, the ones who are not superficial, the ones who are not superficial, which there are a lot of them, but you have to kind of weed through in any city, in any major city in the world. You have to weed through a lot of the dangerous people in art scenes. You have to weed through a lot of the bad people to get to the good. And it's a process, and it takes a lot of discernment and a lot of self-trust. Faye Webster being from Atlanta is so funny every time. I mean, come on. That album, come on. See, about Faye Webster's first album, what I loved about it so much, she blended like classic country with this modernity, this indie bedroom pop, orchestral modernity. That's what I love about Faye Webster. Also, she's just a sweet, sweet person. I would love to kick it with Faye Webster. I don't know. In Atlanta, maybe I'll run into her one day. Who the frick knows? But it all depends on like getting out of your room, which is something that I have trouble with, but I'm locking in right now, so it's valid. If you're locking in, you don't have to go outside. Real recognizes real. Better than buying another visual novel on sale to add to the collection. You know, Chris, what's funny about that? Okay, now not to make a boys versus girls meme. I don't want to incite a gender war. But isn't it funny how every guy I've ever met has a Steam library full of all the games that have ever been on sale in the history of the world that they've never played? This I've not even noticed this in gamer girls. It's always a dude. And I'm just like, hell yeah, I'm gonna play the hell out of these games now. But I think, like, why not? Why wouldn't you buy the sale? Why wouldn't you buy a $2 game when games are like $60 these days anyways? I get it. It's just really funny. It's like every dude I've ever been friends with or met in my life. You know, you open their Steam up and it's like a million games they've never once touched, but were on sale. Thank you very much. She is such a hippie gangsta. Yeah, I would describe her as that too. I like how she respects the city. I love how she respects Georgia. I love how she respects Atlanta and Georgia, and she sees the value in it. A lot of people want to come up in Atlanta, especially people who are not from here, and I'm not even from here. But they don't know anything about the city. They know nothing about the culture. They look down on it, or they think they're superior, or they think it's going to be easier for them. And it's just like, it reminds me of Drake. It's Drake behavior. And it's not fun to see that. So seeing people like Faye Webster come up was just awesome. Also, thank you. This is why Facebook Marketplace destroys the wallet. Cannot take a good deal. What are we talking about on the YouTube chat? Wait, what? Did the conversation start all the way without me? What's going on? Wait, what are we talking about? I'm guilty of sin with that. 150 visual novels and counting. Woo! And I thought I was a visual novel fan. You take the cake. You take the crown. You're officially king of visual novels. But you still don't have Clanad. Get to work! Get to work! No, but seriously, I think you'll love Clanad, dude. I really hope one day you get to play it soon. It is the love of my life. Angel Beats 2, if you haven't played it. If you haven't watched it, you gotta watch it. Shit. Thank you very much, Ayman. Thank you. Ayman. I love using my duolingualism. Just made a new word for bilingual guy. Duolingualism. Okay. I like being able to speak Arabic because I can say people's names right. Amen. No, I did it wrong now. Amen. 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 And then you got the little and then you got Can you do that? Can you do that, dope? Can you do that, dope? Duolingualism. I'm coining this word right here. Remember, this was the moment that MOMOPILL invented the term duolingualism. This is going to be like Shakespeare. This is going to be in the Merriam-Webster dictionary in like less than a year, you guys. I'm calling it now. Duolingualism. That could be a word already, but I don't care. Amen. No, seriously, I love that name, too. I actually knew quite a few kids named Amen as I was growing up. They were always sweet kids. Angel Beats is a visual novel. I've seen the anime before. 'Twas years ago. Yeah, Angel Beats is a visual novel made by Key. Key is a very prolific visual novel artist and producer. So he made Angel Beats and Clanad, and those were originally visual novels. So I implore you to play them. If you loved Angel Beats, it's one of my favorite anime of all time. Just such a compelling story. You'll love the visual novel because it definitely has more details. But also you got to keep in mind with the Clanad visual novel is it's kind of like a dating sim. rather than the anime. You get different endings based off the girl. So you're not gonna always end up with Nagisa. Also, thank you for the follow. Thoughts on fate? I think fate can be changed based off of your actions. Free will and fate are almost like in polarity to one another in my personal view. Now, this might not be true, but it is my personal view. Who knows? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Marina or Wolverine. That's a cool name. Mariner. Mariner, is it? I have watched Nana. I love Nana. I wish I could show you. I have a poster of Nana and Hachi. It's right there. If you go on YouTube, you can see it. But it's right there. I bought it from Momocon. But I love Nana. What's your ethnicity? You look Syrian, gang. So I'm Egyptian. I did live in Syria for about a year when I was a little kid. So my mom went to college in Syria for a year, and my grandparents and her moved to Syria with me as a baby. And my dad stayed in Egypt. So that was a cool experience. I got to experience Syria, and my stepmom is Syrian, but I've never been back to Syria since because of the war. The Fate series. Your mind is always on games, Chris. Your mind is video games, and that's okay. That's valid as hell. Who doesn't like a good video game? But yeah, the anime Nana. I have a poster of Nana and Hachi on my wall. The Fate anime? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? They were talking about the anime. They were talking about the anime, Chris. You were right. They were talking about the anime the entire time. You're collecting countries like Pokemon cards. Yeah, I've had a very multicultural, worldly upbringing. Absolutely, yeah. I've been very lucky to travel all around the Middle East. I've been to India. I've been to Sri Lanka, too. You know, like places like that I've been to the airport in Indonesia. Been to the airport in Holland, so that counts. Been in Ireland for about 1 hour. Been to England. You know, I'm very, very, very lucky that I was able to travel in my childhood. That is something I'll never take for granted. I commented on one of your TikToks with a picture of Ronald Reagan since he destroyed the world. Yeah, you're not wrong about that. I mean, we don't fuck with Ronald Reagan over here. If you're a Reaganer, get the hell out of here. If you're a goddamn Reaganer, get out of here. Come on now. Does this look like a Reagan bedroom to you? Does this look trickle down? No, but seriously, fuck Ronald Reagan. Fuck that guy. I'm gonna switch to YouTube to give you that bag. Thank you, Michelangelo. This is why you're an OG and the GOAT, and why you're gonna get a free merch. You're gonna get a free t-shirt when it comes out, okay? Or a hat. I feel like trucker hat is so you. Why don't you wear more? You gotta wear a trucker hat, man. Hold on. Da 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 da. Okay. Can we have a room tour? Yes, but I'm gonna post one on YouTube, I think. I'm gonna post one on YouTube because I can't move around my webcam right now. But if you want to see my whole room, go to the YouTube stream where I'm streaming on YouTube right now. You can literally see my whole room except for the part that's messy in my bed. So, yeah, if you want more details. Been to Bosnia? Unfortunately not. I want to visit Eastern Europe, which is why commenter in YouTube, Gabrime. I've always wanted to visit Eastern Europe. I have a friend who lives in Latvia. I want to visit her one day because that sounds real cool. I want to visit Belgium. I know that's not Eastern Europe, but I want to visit a lot of places. I want to visit a lot of the old communist places, the countries that used to be USSR. Those are the places that I want to visit. I just find it really interesting. I want to see the architecture. I want to see the culture. I want to visit the Balkan. There are so many things I'd love to see. I mean, if Americans were not banned from going to North Korea, I would go. I would visit. But it's not that I support the government. I'm just curious. I want to visit everywhere. I want to see what life is like everywhere, you know? And, who asked about Bosnia? Someone said in the YouTube chat. Someone said, who asked about Bosnia? They love Bosnia. Shit, maybe I need to look into Bosnia. My YouTube is MOMOPILL. I'm the same on every platform except for Twitter and Instagram. I'm Pill of Momo and the Pill Girl. But I don't use Twitter anymore because it's toxic and horrible. But YouTube is my main, and TikTok is kind of my main, and yeah. Oh, this reminds me of The Office. How did it go? Springtime thinks that it's the best. Wintertime thinks that, and summertime kind of has a jive. What did he say? What he was talking about? Oh, but Girl Scout cookie season is the best. I think that's what he said. Because it was about the Girl Scout cookie episode where him and Toby were fighting about it. Yeah. Him and Daryl were... No. Him and Toby and Daryl were fighting about selling the American Girl cookies to the big guy. What is his name? There's so much more to life than the US, and that's what I want to do when I have that money. Oh, I'm going to be traveling. I'm going to be seeing the world once again. I'm going to be a traveler. I am a Sagittarius. I cannot help but want to travel the entire world. Except for Israel. Except for Israel. I will be visiting Palestine at some point. The only place in Palestine I've ever been in close proximity to was when I was in Jordan. We were at the Red Sea, and it was very beautiful, actually. You could see Palestine over the mountains. So it was gorgeous. You could directly see into Palestine, and it almost made me cry. So there you go. But it was just a very emotional moment. It was like, wow, that's Palestine, but we can't go there. You know, we can't go there. It was painful. Even though I'm not Palestinian, you know, you can have empathy and you can understand when culture is being erased. So yeah, I hold Palestine very close to my heart, and one day I do want to go there, no matter the risk. So, thoughts on swords? Are they overhyped? So, swords are awesome as hell. I love a good sword. When I was at the Ren Fair, I found out that they were not selling... I was at the Georgia Ren Fair. They don't sell real swords at the Georgia Ren Fair. I don't know if there's some sort of law that says you have to have some sort of license to own a sword, but they are selling plastic swords only, which was a disappointment because we wanted to buy a sword. I think swords are really cool. I think that they're just hyped enough because swords are just so cool that it's like... I think guns are overhyped. I mean, guns are cool in theory. I would own a gun. I plan on owning a gun, you feel me? But... I find swords cooler. I think combat is way cooler with a sword, which is why I recommend one anime, Revolutionary Girl Utena. If you like sword fights, if you like fencing, you're gonna love that. It's very fencing coded. It's very sword fight coded. I'm ethnically a Bosnian Croat. A Bosnian is split into 3 identities because of war and history. Annexing, so my parents are from the Serbian part, but they're fully Bosnian Croatian. That's beautiful. I mean, not the circumstances, but that's beautiful that there are more than one ethnicity in Croatia. I never knew that. That's really cool. You mentioned Latvia, and my best friend is half Latvian, half Croatian. He never mentions his mom, aka Latvian side. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. I know that I don't know what the political tension is, because I know that Croatia, I don't know what the stance is on communism for Croatia. I know that Latvia criminalizes communism. So who knows? It might be, I don't know the politics, but if they're opposing, that might make more sense. But it might be something deeper and historical that we just don't have the resources for. Revolvers are so cool. Yeah, I'll say that. Revolvers are cool. I would still choose a sword any day. Maybe it's because I'm super autistic and I love medieval things. That's why I love the Ren Fair. This year, I'm planning on doing a medieval-inspired dress, homemade. So we'll see. Or I can do some armor, which would be fun. Bows are underrated. They are badass. I agree. Bows are badass. So, you know what would be cool? Like a femme knight. Like a knight femme knight. Just like Utena. Like a princess prince. Oh, my non-binary cells are just vibrating. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I really love your glasses. Thank you. I like that. Thank you. Thank you very much. I don't know. I started wearing glasses because of Tommy February 6. She's my god. She's my biggest inspo ever, and I don't even need these to see. I just think, like, if people already think I'm a dork, then I might as well wear glasses. Right? I've always wanted to go to a Renaissance fair. Dude, I would say you should definitely go. The Ren Fair is awesome. And yes, I have, that is the, I think it's the Mamiya camera that we have. This is a disposable camera, so just the regular kind that you throw away. And I have a digital camera somewhere over there. This is my tripod setup. We have a bunch of cameras. I can show you more, actually. Oh, the strap. The strap. Okay, I'll show you the one we have right here. This is the camera that I used to film my TikToks on and that I film my vlogs on. So this is the, see here? Sony Handycam Video High 8. It's a High 8 VHS camera. You need mini like a mini DV or a high 8 tape or what the hell ever. Anyways, you need that shit. See, here's a tape. But we almost fucked up the tape, which is not good. And how do you keep a VHS camera charged, you may ask? How? With batteries. You have to make sure you have batteries. And how do you keep these batteries from looking the same? You put a little sticker on them. So, there you go. This is how you start filming on VHS. It's really easy. And no, I'm not Qatari. I just grew up in Qatar for over 12 years. On and off, though. I would go from America, and then Egypt, and then Qatar, and it was a never-ending cycle. But now I'm in America. And that's one thing we da do do da 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 cha. I only wanna be with you. Yeah, I also really like Tommy's take on that song. I love when she does covers of American songs so much. I just love when people do covers of Western songs, especially in their own language. That's always awesome. Good to see you live, Momo. Thank you very much. I'm happy to be live. We only got like 15 minutes more, you guys, but it's goated. How do you get the VHS footage on the PC? So basically, we have a capture card, okay? And this capture card. Okay, let me show you it. Yeah, no worries. So, do you see this thing? This here is a capture card, okay? You plug it into these. Remember these from old TV? Okay, this is how you do it. Oh, sorry, TikTok can't see. This is the capture card. And the old TV little thingies, okay? So you plug the capture card. First of all, you plug these into your camera. And then you plug the capture card right into your computer, right? Then you're going to get either Elgato or you're going to get OBS. And you're going to record like that. You got to rewind all the way to the beginning of your footage. Press record, but you got to make sure you press record on your computer first to make sure you don't miss any footage. Don't go willy-nilly rewinding and fast-forwarding. You might mess up your footage. You went once when you were a kid, cosplaying, eating the food, making me immerse. I want the chicken now. Yeah, so, you know what was so painful about the Ren Fair this year? It was not immersive in the food. The only immersive food was turkey leg. You know what I want to eat at a Ren Festival? Do you want to guess what I want to eat at a Ren Festival, you guys? Fucking soup. Fucking stew. I want to eat what the peasants were eating. I want to eat stale-ass bread and soup with, like, potatoes in it and all kinds of carrots and herbs. Like, that's what I want to eat. I don't want to eat a goddamn turkey leg. What's with the turkey leg, you know? No dissing on the turkey leg. I just would rather have soup. Do you feel me? I would rather have, like a peasant's meal. I want to feel like it's the Black Death. Oh, I have a good haircut. I'm also thinking of cutting my hair. Guys, I'm going to do the Bulma cut. Also known as the Choa from AOA cut. Get ready. Soup is the best food ever. Ever. It's my favorite food of all time. I like soup, but I also really like sandwiches. And I really like... My favorite foods are probably Egyptian food, Cambodian food, soup, sandwiches, Italian food. I like when white people make charcuterie boards. I love white people charcuterie boards so much. But I like adding my little details. So I'll add cilantro or something to make it a little bit more, caldo de pollo Mexicano is supreme. So I've always wanted to try caldo. I've always wanted to try some good Mexican soup, some good Latino food that consists of soup. Yeah. But yeah, I just have only tried tortas and tacos. And also Peruvian chicken, which is Peruvian, so that's different. But I've also tried, of course, all the aguas frescas I've had. I've had all the paletas. I've had, what's it called? The milk cake. I've had that. I've had flan. Flan is my favorite dessert. We also eat it in the Middle East all the time. It's so delicious. Ever since I was a kid, I've been obsessed with flan and pudding. But those are the things I've had, and I want to try like real authentic home-cooked Mexican cuisine, because the thing is, you know, they don't sell authentic Egyptian cuisine in restaurants. Barely. There's barely any Egyptian restaurants in the whole United States or around the world. So that homey food is where my heart is. I love molokhaya. And extra garlic, please. Extra garlic on that molokhaya, and extra slimy, and give me that bread, and give me that rice with the vermicelli noodle. That's what I'm talking about. I love molokhaya, and everybody says molokhaya is so nasty. Like, you know, like, why do you want to eat molokhaya? Like, Huh? Oh, they're talking about AOA? Sorry. Okay. AOA based. I love AOA. Hey! Breath sound! Drop it! I'm hot, I'm fresh, I'm cool, I'm fly! Hey! Hip sound! Hey guys, you know this classic? Sapun kuraga! Yeah, I love AOA. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, I'm cringe. Yeah, I don't care. No, but seriously, guys, I love AOA. Ugh, if I could marry Choa right now. And Jimin is so underrated because everyone's always like, Jimin's so funny. All she does is go, hey! No, that's not all she does. You know what Jimin does? She held the group together like glue. And then Mina was like, girl, I'm gonna lie about you now to ruin the group. And then Jimin was like, hey, I don't care. Hey! And then it broke her heart, though, because she literally cared so much about the group. Jimin impression is perfect. Thank you. I listen to AOA every day. Every day I listen to AOA. Every day. What does that mean? Every day every day I listen to AOA. FX, AOA, that's my jam. I really like older girl groups. What's an iconic Egyptian food that everyone should try? Saunéet patates. Listen, saunéet patates or what's it called? What's that shit called? The white lasagna thing. What? I can't remember what it's called anymore. I've been out of Egypt for 6 years. Bechamel. Macarona bechamel. So basically it's a white sauce lasagna, but it's spicy and has beef in it, and it's so good. Indian shrimp masala. Woo! I need some of that. Actually, could you feed me that? I hate when a group that organically rises to fame falls. Literally. Like, if you know anything about AOA, you will know that they came from a very small, like, Nugu company. Like, they were not famous, and then they rose to fame, and it was awesome. And then one of the girls in the group said that Jimin made her harm herself, and then the group ended. But then they found out she was lying because she has mental health issues. Do y'all eat bemia and fasulia? Everyone hates it, but I gobble that. Dude, I love bemia and I love fasulia. Did you know that my dad almost named me Fasulia? Guess what fasulia means, guys? Guess what fasulia means? It means green beans. My dad almost named me green mother freaking beans when I was born. As a joke. He was like, what if we call her Fasulia? Yeah, that'd be so funny. It's not like it's my whole life or anything. But I love fasulia and I love bemia. Oh, I can eat bemia like no tomorrow. God, I miss Egypt. I miss Egyptian food. I haven't had it since I left. No, it's fire, but it's also like so embarrassing. Bemia mentioned. Ooh. What does YouTube say? What are you guys saying? Against Jimin. And the fall was heartbreaking. Chris, you like AOA? Chris likes AOA. I would have never expected that from you. You're so real. That's so funny. Green beans. No, literally, they were deadass gonna name me Green Beans. Yes, let's call this baby Green Beans. They looked at me and said, this baby looks like it's named Green Beans. Come on. But I ended up being a fat baby, so I don't think green beans would have fit me, you know? I wasn't like a preemie. Maybe pineapple would have fit me. Apparently, I weighed as much as a pineapple that day. Yeah, as much as a pineapple. So that was hey, maybe my name should be NNS. But I should not do stand-up. I was saying earlier, hey, maybe I should do stand-up because I made a funny joke in one of my TikToks. No. Maybe this is like sometime, maybe stand up in the morning and then maybe in the afternoon I give it a rest. Should I do a stand-up set right now, you guys? Should I do a stand-up set? Okay. You take a look around, and what do you see? Stuff. How did stuff get everywhere? How did we all start collecting stuff? I think it's probably the stuff guy. Leaving stuff in our house is putting stuff into our lives. You know, what's the deal with stuff? It's always in our lives. Just like your wife. And you can't get it out. like your wife and you can't get it out, am I right, fellas? Yeah, stick to your day job, Momo. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, that's my bad. I took a very Seinfeld route, okay? It would have been better if I didn't take the Seinfeld route. I'm sorry for putting you guys through. Okay, stop, lol. Sorry for putting you guys through that. That's really my bad. Oh no, TikTok is making me prove I'm not a freaking robot. Hold on. I'm not a robot. I'm not a robot. A robot. You're very attractive and have a nice voice tone. Thank you. Do you play Marvel Rivals? My partner does. I can't get into it because I'm not good at FPS games. My motor skills are so goddamn awful. I cannot shoot a gun in a game. I absolutely can't do it. I'll try. Nothing's impossible. I just need to get better. Do some aim training. You know, lock in. Wait, you were gonna name Stella? That's so cute. My partner was also gonna be named a girl's name because they thought they were gonna be a girl. That's so funny. It's so cute when that happens. Thank you for the follows, by the way. I appreciate it. If you want to see more of me, I'm also streaming on YouTube right now. So that's that. Stand up set. You're multifaceted. Momo, thank you. Yeah, that's kind of my specialty. It's not that I'm good at everything. I just don't feel the need to be embarrassed to try things. You know? I feel like that's how you become a jack of all trades, but like a master. You don't have to be a master. Everyone's like, you have to be a master of all trades. No, you don't. You can be a jack of all trades. It's a fun life, you know? AliExpress, babes. 2 years ago. Trust me, I'm not buying AliExpress every freaking day. But I do buy a lot of my glasses from there. Because it's the cheapest place to get these glasses. Especially fake glasses. You can't really find fake glasses in real life. If somebody has an ethical, local fake glasses store for me, hit me up. I'd love to get some. I'd love to support a fake glasses business. Maybe I should start my own. You know, there's a lot of need for that. I feel like people want to wear fake glasses. They just don't want to admit it. Fun fact, my cousin might be in a K-pop music video reaction YouTube channel, and unlike my main channel, I actually appear on camera in those too. That's really funny. Imagine I'm watching my K-pop content and I just see Chris. The Stuff Guy, yeah. I'm Not a Robot by Marina, Life Changer. That's what I said earlier in the live. That's why I said I literally dyed my hair black because she had black hair in the Fruit era. Oh my gosh, I'm about to DM you something. That's exactly what you just said. Oh, okay, please do, Michael. Michelangelo. I love calling you by your full username. It just feels like you're the Michelangelo from art history, you know? I got a bunch from Zenny and they're pretty cheap. Okay, I got you. You're the GOAT. Keep making videos. Absolutely, I will. I get your point, Alex, but yeah, I get your point. I think glasses should be free. I was just saying, like, I just be buying fake glasses, man. That's it. But glasses should be free for people who need them. I think any type of disability supplement, yeah, it absolutely should be free. I just think there's a lot of, you know, fake glasses posers out there. Maybe I'll give them away for, you know what? Maybe I'll do this. For every pair of fake glasses bought, I'll do a little Tom's type of thing, okay? For every pair of fake glasses bought, 5 free pairs of glasses are given to someone who is legally blind. How about that? Does that sound good? That sounds good to me. That way we normalize glasses and we make it hip and cool and we're giving back so that people don't have to buy their own literally things that they need. Right. Love your videos. You liked one of mine yesterday and I was like, yeah, of course, dude. Like, I will like anything that is good on my For You page. If it's good, I'm gonna like it. You make good content. Own it. And also, thank you. I was legit sobbing last night because of how bad my eyesight was. Yeah, it can be really like that. I mean, for me, I've never gotten help for any of my disability. Like, my autism, never gotten help for it. So I feel you. You know, an autism diagnosis is $4,000. I'm not necessarily a stranger to being barred from getting help for my quote-unquote disability. So I get you on that. Read it out loud if you're able. The lenses and basic frames should be free and be frames priced and customizable and other frames priced. Okay, that sounds like a really good plan. Let me see what you sent me. Did you send me this on TikTok or did you send me it on Instagram? Because I didn't get a notification. It would be nice to not have to go to the doctor every 3 months just to take Adderall. Yeah, that too. Why do you have to prove that you have a lifelong condition over and over again? It's as if ADHD or autism or your eyesight will get better. You know what I mean? There's this lack of humanity in the health and the medical space and the mental health space and the psychiatry space. If we're going to be honest, yeah, there's absolutely disparity. I actually follow a therapist. You guys should look for him here on TikTok. Shahim, I think, but it's a 5 for the S. I think that is what it's supposed to say. But he is really great. He teaches you a lot about the politics of psychiatry and therapy. So that's really cool. Sopranos is good. I love Sopranos. I actually just made a post in the Girl Dinner subreddit about a sandwich I made that was inspired by the show, and it got like 1,500 upvotes on Reddit, and these girls were going crazy for my sandwich, and it was literally just a rotisserie chicken sandwich on a croissant with a mix of cheddar, Havarti, Jarlsberg cheese, and something else. And what? And pesto, and also a vinaigrette. I think it was balsamic, and some cherry tomatoes. That's literally all that was, and some mayo. And that was all in the sandwich, and they all freaked the hell out. And it was so sweet. It was really nice. I did an autism test 3 times online, and it came out positive 2 times, and I was like, nah, I'll test IRL, but $4,000? Yeah, it's $4,000. I will not, and sometimes an autism diagnosis actually sets you back and makes people treat you differently. And the government will treat you differently. So I'm just like, fuck it. I know I'm autistic and I know how to deal with it. I don't need to be medicated. I'm going to be okay. You know? So I don't really feel a need. I don't want that to be on my record. I know that's so horrible to say, but that's the reality of life. People will treat you differently. If autism is on your record, you're now considered a disabled person. And that takes certain liberties and freedoms away from you in this country. And it's so unfortunate. But I would like to avoid that as much as I possibly can. You feel me? Because why the hell, you know, it's really unfair, but sometimes it is how it is, and one day we're going to change it all. We're going to change it all. We're going to do it somehow. Don't get me started on disability. No, no, for real, we keep getting on this conversation. Going through the process, and it is bullshit. Yeah, I can imagine, especially with your condition, Chris, like, I can't imagine when it comes to especially more physical conditions, too. I've noticed that the medical field doesn't care about people. Doctors and nurses do not care about people. A lot of them don't. Some of them love people, care about people, cry for people, care about their patients. A lot of them don't. And my experiences with the hospital and the medical field in the last 5 years since I came back to America has been the worst of any time I've ever been in America in my life. So there needs to be a big restructuring of the medical space. And of course, that starts with health insurance being remediated for people to be able to get health insurance more easily. But then again, the whole system kind of needs to be remediated. Why is health insurance that expensive? Why don't our tax dollars pay it? There are countries all over the world that have it. I mean, our tax dollars, what are they funding? They're not funding our healthcare. They're funding another countries. So we got to think about ourselves and stop, licking the boot so much, I think. When it comes to serious issues, right, like literally getting help for your disability. Yeah. If you want to get a better price for a diagnosis for autism, try your local university health clinic. They might do it for a better price. I haven't thought of that, but if I don't have any repercussions for that, I might do it. I still don't want to deal with the consequences of being a diagnosed autistic. I don't know if it's as bad as I think, but I'm kind of scared of that. I'm not scared of anything, but what am I scared of? Kind of that, I'm not gonna lie. There are a few things that scare me, you know? And I'm human, that's fair. I'm human, by the way. Just want to let you guys know. Thank you very much, Manu. You know, I don't know what this was supposed to mean. I think that meant thank you in my odd language. Hey, maybe that'll be the thing now. Hey, guys, this means thank you. Psychiatrists are quick to give people meds before their organic method of decreasing depression and anxiety. That's another thing, too, is I don't really want to be medicated because I already have bad genetics when it comes to organ failure. And if you know anything about some mental health medication, it can give you a higher chance of organ failure because it is very heavy on the body. So I'd rather not do that to myself when I know that my family has genetic history of organ failure. Love you, sissy. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my love. People get silenced when they find a cure for cancer. What's your opinion on that? It's pretty true because cancer is a multi-million-dollar industry. Thank you very much for the gift. It's a multi-million-dollar industry, and it's making them probably more money than anything else. If you think about the rate of cancer in America, it's probably a super high rate compared to the rest of the world, but then again, the rest of the world is in on the cancer money. They love the cancer money. I mean, you can't even get good cancer treatment in countries with a better health system like South Korea. They will tell you to go to America. So it's just like, there's not really a good option for cancer, and it's because it makes so much money, and it's so devastating. Thank you very much. You know, I guess it's my specialty. Let's see. Up dog, Momo. How do you keep sane? I don't know. I just remove myself from other people's perceptions of the world. Like, nothing anyone thinks matters to me in the terms of forming my own reality because I'm not trying to live someone else's story, you know? Like, I feel like that's what I was doing for a long time. I was absorbing misery and I was absorbing other people's opinions on what life is. And I wasn't actually creating a life of myself. I wasn't creating a perception of what life is supposed to be. I was just like, this is what everyone has always told me life is, so it must be. But that's close-minded, you know? That's how you keep sane, is by letting go of that expectation of life. Expectation is an enemy. Expectation is, even a good expectation is an enemy to you. You miss out on the beauty of life, the surprise in the little details, in the little beautiful things that you would otherwise overlook because you're so focused on an ideal life, an ideal world. You don't want to be like Light Yagami. He didn't end up very happy, did he? Kiki is so good. I like Kiki too. I was listening to 404 this morning when I was getting ready. Yeah, I really like Kiki. Fall, not that, this is the fall, the new era. That's the part that made me like the song. Yeah, that's the part that made me like the song. On the radar. I feel like when K-pop just rhymes things. You know, I'm like a kid. I'm like, rhymes? Yeah. I'll take 10. I'll take 10 rhymes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let me see. I gotta check YouTube chat. Multitasking. Whew. If you want to see less multitasking on my streams, feel free to head to YouTube, sub, and I'll also be going live every Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday here on TikTok, here on YouTube, 2:30. Also 8 a.m. only on TikTok. So yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, U.S. prices for diagnosis is very expensive. They are so visually creative. I like Kiki's aesthetic very much. I was reposting Kiki's like little GIFs before I knew who they were during New Year's. I was like, this is such a cool New Year's countdown clock. And then I realized it was from Kiki's account. And I was like, oh my God, they're doing something really, really cute here. I like this. And, you know, I like that type of thing. I like Eyelet. I liked New Jeans. I like Eyelet better. I'm so sorry. New Jeans was amazing. But, they're more of my vibe. Speaking from experience, shout out Girls' Generation. Yeah, that's very true. SNSD fan over here. I absolutely love Girls' Generation. My favorite member is, of course, the Queen Jessica. Sorry, not sorry. I don't know. Who doesn't love Jessica? Who doesn't love Jessica from this fucking Girls' Generation? She's the voice of Girls' Generation. When you hear Girls' Generation, you just hear her voice carrying. Like, the rest of them are very talented, of course. I mean, we got fucking Taeyeon is in the group. But her voice does carry the sound of SNSD. I think so. The same way Jimin's voice carries the sound of AOA. Hey! Best sound! You know? That type of thing. What are we saying on YouTube over here? Just switched here from TikTok. Welcome to YouTube. Welcome to this tube. Welcome to my tube. Welcome to our tube. Here on the YouTube. We are the do tube. We are the shoe tube. We are the flu tube. We are the B tube. We are the D tube. We are the... Okay, I got it. I'll stop. Sorry. Okay, I got it. Gotcha. Hell yeah, drop out of computer science. Drop out of college. Drop out of college. That's what I like to hear. And before you take me too seriously, Chill out. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm a college dropout, okay? I don't know if the words I'm saying are blocked or what, but DM was sent on Insta. Oh my god, you might have been blocked. They might think you're a troll. Hold on. Let me see what Michelangelo has to say here. But I think it's hard to detach yourself from others' perceptions because biologically we're somewhat made to conform. I mean, yeah, but you don't have to, you know? You don't have to do that. I don't know, my whole life I've never really, like, I felt the need to conform, but I've never been happy. So if we're biologically needing to conform, but it makes me unhappy, you know, in my heart and my soul, then maybe that's not biologically me, you know? So I don't really think that that's necessarily everybody, and that a lot of it is like kind of in your head, man. And I don't even mean this in a rude way. I just like in a way where like you actually don't have to conform to other people's perception of the world to have community. You know, you can have like friends and community without conforming. You know, you can be one with a collective without being a conformist. We have options in life where we have more, you know, control than we think we do. A lot of people say we have less control than we think we do, but it's just a matter of grabbing it. You know, having that autonomy. Never felt the need to conform. Then again, no one ever forced me to. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's also a different perspective. Some people are forced into conformity at a young age. For personally me, I grew up Muslim, and Islam is a pretty conformist religion. It's an Abrahamic religion. So, but I always saw something wrong with it, but I could never vocalize that because I didn't want to be ostracized from the group. So it is human psychology. But at some point in my life, I just thought, fuck this, you know? It makes so much sense. They poked fun at me, but they never forced me. Exactly. People can poke fun at you. They can poke you. But then it's your choice if you decide to succumb to it. You know? And it's not that that's justified that they're doing that to you. It's more like, who the fuck cares? Who cares? You know, I was bullied so badly, you guys. Boys used to beat me up at school. And I could have ruined my life in misery thinking about those guys who used to beat me up in school and call me ugly and call me all kinds of stuff. But what the fuck is the point? I'm not there anymore. I'm here and I'm different now, and they would be surprised to see me. You know what I mean? So it's that type of thing. Conscious sovereignty. I like the phrasing of that. So I'm going to look into that phrase. Yeah, I was just trying to be insightful, but I'm also kind of a blunt person, so I think you guys are going to have to get used to my bluntness. Because I found myself in a loop of people-pleasing, and that's kind of why I also made the Chapel Roan video, because I feel like women shouldn't be forced to feel like they have to be super, super kind to someone to get a point across. And I fell into the loop of people-pleasing my entire life, and I'm kind of sick of it because it makes people walk all over me. And there's no point. People-pleasing is selfish at some point. So I'm doing a selfless thing by being true to who I actually am and not lying to you about who I am. I'm a blunt person. I am honest. I don't say things super sweet. I don't really have a filter. And that's just me. Open yourself to the nuance of the human experience. Thank you for the gift. Oh, I need to check your notification. Look at this, guys. Let's read this. See, it's one of these memes. You see this, guys? Everyone sees this, YouTube and TikTok? Okay. So, I am the jack of all trades, master of none. Then, second level of intelligence, okay? I don't need to become something in order to be valuable or worthy of admiration. I am worthy of it in spite of my inability to settle on a fixed identity. I'm a master of none, and I celebrated the fact. Then, the even smarter take. Let's read this. My ever-shifting identity opens me up to nuance of the human experience. When I accept that I am mutable and adaptable, I unlock my own freedom. I'm a master shapeshifter and am constrained by nothing. I cannot be categorized, and therefore, I am free. This ties together with how trauma, when you categorize your trauma, you are not free. You are avoiding the feeling. It's very similar to that. That was very good. The nuance of the human experience. That was beautiful. Oh, there's an ad going on YouTube. Can you comment the gripes of being monetized? And say it's from me, because they can't hear me right now. I needed to hear that. I'm a people pleaser myself. I was one my whole life. My mom taught me to be one because she was like a narcissist. Preach. Thank you, thank you. I try not to be on a soapbox as much as I am, but at the same time, I guess that's just who I am. I'm on YouTube and TikTok. Yes. Yep. What do I say here? I would like to say about Chapel Roan is you guys just don't like women with strong personalities. I'm gonna be honest. And you should probably acknowledge why you feel so threatened by her. Why do you feel that emotion? Because you don't know her in real life. And this is not even to attack you, because I just want to come from a place of understanding. So projection is a huge thing. Projection. We project our negative emotions and negative ideals on other people about ourselves. And that's from a place of unhealed and unprocessed trauma. You know, Chapel Roan might seem mean to you, but you're projecting that meanness onto her. She's just being herself. She's being very staunch. Exactly. And you might have some sort of internalized misogyny, internalized hatred for maybe your mommy used to yell at you or something. You know, that's a total valid excuse. When your mommy yells at you, you don't like when women are strong because it reminds you of your mommy yelling at you. Like, it's totally valid. But I think what's invalid is choosing not to dive deeper into why you feel that way about a person you do not know. I think the internet has this really toxic behavior where people will comment things under people's videos that they do in real life. They'll be like, I can't believe you said that. That's transphobic. But in real life, they're transphobic and they're trying to project that onto you. They think your intention was transphobic because their intention is transphobic. You feel me? People will find and misread whatever they want to misread because they're trying to project real hard. Yeah, she hasn't done anything worthy of saying fuck her. She really hasn't. Yeah, she really hasn't. She's just a person with opinions. And I guess a lot of people would say, fuck MOMOPILL. But that's how you know you're doing something right, in my opinion. I keep forgetting my friend/client got me premium for free. Yeah, I'm sorry about the ads, guys. I'm sorry about the ads. It is monetization, though, so I appreciate you sitting through it. But, yeah, I kind of forgot that there would be ads on YouTube now. Ellie is an artist you'd love? I love trans artists, especially, well, I see a lot of trans women artists, but I don't see a lot of trans men artists, which is something that I want to see. Although I love when trans women make music. If I have a child, they turn out to be trans, here's the laptop. Here's Ableton. Get to work. You are going to be the next Sophie. You are going to be 100 gigs. You are going to be everything. You know what I mean? Yeah. Journal of a Doll. Okay, so she's a doll. Okay, yeah. Then her music's gonna be amazing. Okay, thank you. For me, in my personal opinion, my issues with Chapel is that she claimed that guy was harassing her, but obviously didn't speak English. Ooh, that's kind of an ick. But you also gotta remember, not everyone is doing things with racist intentions. Like, I feel like there's this need to take ignorance and turn it into straight up racism. She was just really ignorant in that moment. And she should have had more foresight in who she was talking to, of course. But it's not really an offense that is fatal. It's not really something that is fatal. It's painful. It's kind of an ick. But I don't think it really merits, oh, fuck her, let's kill her. I think people have done so many worse things. I think we need to focus on people systematically oppressing. I think maybe let's focus on ICE agents, huh? Can we focus on them? Can we start actually beating the shit out of them in the street? Guys? Can we do that all together? Because we need us to all be together to do that. You feel me? Like, you gotta remember, Chapel's just some freaking white girl. And it's obvious that sometimes you're gonna be like, ugh. So it's like, ugh, you know? And white people, you know? But also, she should take, like, the opportunity to learn and educate herself, of course. And I hope that she did that after that interaction. And I hope she apologized to the man, because nobody should feel like that. Oh, okay, let me read the rest. Oh, he wanted an autograph? Oh, yeah, that's kind of sad. That's kind of sad. Oh, the man only wanted an autograph, but also, I guess, like, no one's entitled to an autograph. So it's really, it's kind of a slippery slope. Like, it's kind of parasocial when we think about that, because it's like, what? Who cares? I just don't think anyone should really give a fuck if Chapel Roan doesn't want to give someone an autograph. And this is also not shade to you. I love you, Michelangelo. But I gotta be honest, I really don't give a fuck. I really don't care if a celebrity doesn't give me an autograph. They're human beings. I'm not gonna pedestalize them. They're human beings. Maybe they're having a bad day, you know? Chris Brown has 20 accusations and arrests since 2009. Right. So if we're talking about Chris Breezy, who literally beats women, and also his career is nothing now. All he does is sing about, I wanna fuck you, girl, in the shower. Let me eat your pussy. I'll make you feel hungry. I'll make you feel like destiny. Like, that's all he does now. So it's like, how is he still selling out shows when he makes shit music now and is an abuser? It don't make any sense. All Chappell really has is a bit of white arrogance and, well, can you call it white arrogance to want boundaries? You know what I mean? I don't really believe in that. I don't really believe in that. I just think, I think it's being taken almost like a suffragette, you know? And this is a weird comparison. The suffragettes, they were horrible, let's be honest. But if we're talking modern, when a white woman tries to ask for autonomy, it almost seems like it's taken very wrong. Because let's be real. All women of all races are affected by misogyny. Some more than others. Let's talk about black women. Are affected by misogyny at a much higher rate than white women. That is true. But I don't think anyone should be excluded from the conversation as long as they don't have something to say that completely derails the whole movement, you know? Yeah, like, I've always been a fuck the pops. You know, I love that video of Bjork where she beats the crap out of that lady for looking at her son. Yeah, I would do that. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. I'm gonna bring out these hands. I'm gonna bring out these hands. And I'm gonna make these bands. But no, seriously, I really don't care. What can I see? I don't know the girl. No, literally, that's what I'm saying, Michelangelo. Like, we don't actually know. People can have bad days. And Chris Brown, he's had enough bad days to where he's beat women. I feel like that should be enough where we have the focus on those type of people. You know, if you have so many bad days, you know, like, that's more than a bad day. And then other people, they're just having a bad day. You're not entitled to a performer's time. It's the same manner that a performer is not entitled to an audience. Exactly. That was exactly how I wanted to put it. So you're not entitled to a celebrity's energy. At the same time, they're not entitled to become a celebrity with subpar work. We got to remember, it's an energy exchange. You know what I mean? These hands? Do these hands look powerful? Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. But it's the way she treats fans. Yeah, I get it. I honestly get it. I feel like, but then again, it has to do with fan base. Like, some fan bases are hella annoying. But at the same time, yeah, I feel like, and I don't want to compare myself being like, I would be a better celebrity. I feel like I would give my fan base a little bit of grace, just a little bit. But you have to remember that as women, we have to protect ourselves from, like, stalkers. And when you're too nice to people, they think they're entitled to your body more than your time. Also, thank you for the follow on YouTube. So it's like, it's very nuanced, but I like that we're having this nuanced conversation because there's so much to it. Here's my problem with Chappell. She cosplays rags to riches while being part of the richest family in Missouri. Her summer camp connections were from Grammy Camp, which is $3,000 a week. I feel like her being rude to her fans is her not knowing how to interact with people she sees as poor. So I see your point, but I also don't. Good for her that her parents were able to pay for that. It's really good for her. It seems a little bitter, the energy, you know? Like, oh, she was rich and I'm not. It's like, okay, we're all born with different things in our mouths. That sounded weird. I meant spoons. And I wasn't born rich. My dad has money. He used to withhold money from me for serious procedures, and I used to have to stay at my mom's house. I used to have one outfit at my dad's house that my mother bought me. I really don't care if someone has more money than me because I'm not insecure about my current place in the financial space. Even though it's not nowhere close to Chappell Roan or nowhere close to other content creators at the moment, I don't care. I wish I would have had that growing up because I want to be a musician. That would have helped. But me being poor actually helped me with character development and being an artist. So we have different advantages in life. It's just how you take it. I really don't care that she was rich. I really don't care. I don't care. You know, I don't want to be one of those people who's constantly identity. Oh, identity. I'm poor. She's rich. She's white. I'm this. Like, can we live life? Can we see each other as fully formed people, understand that we have different experiences, and that is a different outcome in life? And that's okay. Nobody chooses how they're born. And it's not the individual's fault. It is the system's fault. We live in capitalism, which is almost a caste system. Okay? It pretty much is. And why are we blaming each other? Why are we separating each other? Why are we ostracizing each other? Why aren't we complaining about the actual systematic shit that makes it like this? That makes artists have to, have a silver spoon in their mouth to get ahead. It's not her fault. But it is her privilege. And she used it. Good for her. She speaks up about Palestine all the time. She speaks up about really great issues. Good for her that she used her privilege for something good. That's all I can say. It does help with, yes, you got it. You exactly know what I'm talking about. Being poor helps with character development. It makes you such a personality. I wouldn't trade it for the world. If I had grown up super rich and my dad, I was a daddy's girl and he actually paid for my stuff and didn't let teeth fall out of my mouth and stuff, then I would probably be boring. Who knows? Stop putting people in boxes based off of identity and what you're born as. It's not progressive. This is identity politics. We are constantly engulfed in identity politics, fighting about these little different parts of our identities that are all different. That's not progress. We have to kind of work as a collective here. We need to kind of not be so jaded about all of our different identity markers. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Agnes, beautiful name. What are my favorite things? Oh, in the background? Okay, guys. Let's take it off the seriousness, okay? Because I'm sweating my balls off talking about this. Jeez. And look at my room. How about this? Want to see? Can you see? Okay, it's kind of a mess on the floor. But let me take these headphones off. I don't even need them. It's kind of a mess on the floor. But this is my room. My favorite thing. I'll show you. Probably this little guy here. This little guy here. I'll show you some of my other favorite things. Okay. So, I'm going to show you my favorite cassettes that I listen to when I go on walks. I don't know where Billie Holiday is. I don't know what that... Okay, here she is. This is the one I like to listen to the most when I walk. Billie Holiday, God Bless the Child. Okay? And then I also I have an Enya cassette, which I haven't listened to yet. I need to listen to it on a walk. And then I have... And these are just my favorites. This is Liza Minnelli live, and it's so funny. It's hilarious. She has this long-ass song about men, and it's really funny. Okay. And then we have, fuck Elton John. Then I have some Whitney Houston, okay? I have Whitney Houston, but I have two. I have one that's just one song, which is this one right here. What song is this? Didn't We Almost Have It All? So I've got two Whitneys, but this one is kind of fucked up real bad. It doesn't play correctly. And then we got Etta James. This, of course, a classic. Come on now. And also Madonna, Take a Bow. This is one of my favorites. But I really like my divas. I really like my female artists throughout history. So those are my favorite cassettes. But those are my favorite things in my room. I think also it's down there, but I have some VHS tapes of some movies that I like. But I do have a DVD of Donnie Darko. That's one of my prized possessions. So I'm lucky that we already had a Walkman. I'm really lucky that we had a Walkman already. But I don't know if you're lucky. Thrift stores, we luckily got ours. Yeah. It's my partner thrifted before we met or something like that. But my grandma used to have a whole box of Walkmans. And we sold them after she died, and nobody told me. Nobody told me that they sold all the Walkmans and the Napoleon Dynamite t-shirt and the little dancing statue of Napoleon Dynamite and the Elvis shrine. And there were so many things that got sold from our family history. It sucks. Blue maxing. Wait, why am I blue maxing? Is there more blue? How many blue stuff is in here? Oh, I even have my vape is even blue and my water bottle is blue. I'm blue maxing. I own some vinyls. Yeah, I own I think they're over. I think the vinyls are underneath the TV. We have a bunch of vinyls. We just don't have a record player anymore. Ours broke. So we usually just listen to cassettes either on our radio or on the Walkman. Favorite item? Probably the radio because I can listen to my cassettes out loud. Hot take, Bjork is top female artist of all time. So, you know what's funny about Bjork? I don't like a lot of her music. I love her as a person. I like a couple songs. You know what songs I like from Bjork? The song that goes, I Will Remember You. That song. That song I love. And I know it has a dark history because of the stalker situation, but it's a beautiful song. It's like one of her best songs. And then the one where she's with the cat. Who doesn't love that song? Where she's dancing with the man cat. Oh, guys, the stream is over in 2 minutes. Oh, it's been fun. I love Bjork. You're Icelandic? Icelandic, right? That's awesome. I love Bjork because she's just so strange. She's always been an inspo, of course. And also, when she beat the shit out of the paparazzi, I gained a lot of respect for her. But, oh, I'm wearing blue PJs. Whoa, what's going on? I have blue. Oh, guys, before I go, look at the back of my hoodie. Look at the back of my hoodie. Guess what kind of hoodie this is before I turn around, okay? Try and guess. What kind of hoodie is this? What brand? What brand? What brand? Pepsi. You know what's funny, guys? I was wearing a Powerade shirt yesterday. I'm not wearing it anymore. Fuck Coca-Cola. Okay, I'll listen to the rest of Bjork's albums, I promise. I love Bjork. I really love her. I really love her as a person. I love those 2 songs. I'll check out the rest of her music. Venus as a Boy just didn't do it for me for some reason, but I think maybe I was too young to get it. I'll listen to it again in 2026. Beppis. You know I love some good Beppis. I really want, my brother's in Egypt. I want him to bring me back some Beppis so freaking bad, bro. You ever had Beppis in Egypt? That shit is fire. He's also gonna bring me back some King Von pajamas. Vintage Adidas? I love Adidas. I love vintage Adidas. You clocked me. I also like vintage Nike, though. Blue is my favorite color at the moment. I feel like my favorite color changes with my hair. But what the hell was I saying? Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8 a.m. on TikTok, 2:30 on YouTube and TikTok, and mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the Sigma of them all? You guys and me. So let's get the hell out of here. Have a good day.